Singer Charlotte Church has written about reducing her alcohol intake to beat hangxiety. NEAL /AFP/Getty Images, Jessica Barrett 19 hours Tuesday, March 12, 2019. If you have ever drunk alcohol, there's a high chance you will have woken up feeling regret. Regret that you had that third, or even fifth, large glass of wine. Regret that you did a solo dance routine at a house party and tried to floss in front of your ex, or that you opened your heart about your breakup to a former colleague who had politely asked how are things going? At the pub. That feeling is a very particular feeling, a mixture of squirming dread and regret that can make you scream out loud in anguish as you pull the duvet over your head. Anxiety caused by a hangover. It has its very own term, hangxiety, which, though not yet recognized by the Oxford English Dictionary, is registered in the, often more useful on a day-to-day basis, Urban Dictionary. It describes hangxiety as the feeling of overwhelming guilt, stress, and worry you experience the day after a drinking binge. One person who has identified with this scenario is the singer Charlotte Church. Church, 33, wrote in a column for The Guardian this week that she had vowed to leave hangxiety behind following an epic New Year's Day hangover. "I just don't want to deal with the hangxiety anymore, the creeping panic, the shame, the guilt," said Church. "I already renounced Catholicism. Having done dry January, and then dry February," Church, who admits she doesn't plan to be teetotal, says, "My capacity for all things was enhanced. No, not enhanced, restored. What was fun as a teen became torture in my mid-20s. I feel Church on many, many levels." Of course, when you first start drinking as a teenager, the hangovers are all part of the fun. You get to play the adult, moaning about how sick you feel, and rolling around in hysterics, reminding one another of what went on the night before. If you wake up feeling anxious after a few glasses of wine, you could have hangxiety. AP photo/Luca Bruno. Perhaps it goes hand in hand with becoming a real adult with real responsibilities, but the hangxiety kicked in around my mid-20s. It actually has a scientific explanation, a combination of low blood sugar, dehydration, a lack of sleep and depleted serotonin, resulting in a meltdown of the nervous system. In my 30s, however, I started to find my hangovers were accompanied by a spiraling panic and deep regret that was something far worse than hangxiety. My brain would run so wild it could often cause me to have a panic attack. I ignored it, however, even when this feeling started spilling over from hangovers to normal, non-hungover days. Drinking had become a coping mechanism that made me feel worse. I was eventually diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder 4 years ago after the death of my best friend, something which had caused me to drink more than usual. It was only at this point that I realized my regular drinking had become a coping mechanism for the anxiety that had already planted itself in my brain, but also something that had exacerbated the anxiety even further. Counseling Directory member Sophie Robinson Matthews says that this is common in people suffering from anxiety. You drink alcohol and feel calm, as it causes a rush of serotonin, then wake up the next day and feel anxious, due to withdrawal as the body processes the alcohol consumed, then you feel like drinking again to relieve anxious feelings and so on. Breaking the cycle. I broke that cycle and now drink far less than I used to. Where I would once polish off a bottle of wine to myself quite easily on a weeknight, I now rarely drink during the week. I also now only go out about twice a month as opposed to 3 times a week. Like Church, I have noticed that my mental health is in far better shape now. I've chosen not to binge drink. As well as seeing my periods of deep anxiety drop in regularity and intensity, I'm in a far better place all round. I make more rational decisions, I sleep better, I eat better and, most importantly, I don't hate myself under a duvet, with my heart racing, for entire weekends at a time. Read more from Wellbeing Lifestyle. Wellbeing alcohol features